Hey PN, it's Wednesday. This week we are talking about geek versus nerd, which was brought up when we were doing our live show last month. And I was really excited about this because I have a very definite opinion on this. We are Project Nerdy, and I believe that we're not Project Geeky because most of us are nerds. And what does that mean exactly? I always pick geek and nerd like I pick Hank and John Green. Hank is a geek and John is a nerd. The reason that Hank is a geek is because he is more into science and computers and programs and new technology. And that's not to say that you can be a little bit of both, but Hank is definitely more into that than John is. And what makes John a nerd is that he likes thinking philosophical thoughts and books. And I feel like all around nerds are a little bit more introverted and geeks are definitely more extroverted, and that can obviously vary depending on the person and the history and everything, but that's kind of how I feel about geeks and nerds. I am definitely like a nerd. I am definitely not a science person. I had terrible teachers growing up, but I believe that's part of the reason why. But I didn't really get into like sciencey, geeky stuff until much later in life, like when I started reading Carl Sagan, getting really into Cosmos. And so, and getting a little bit into technology with computer editing programs and learning how to edit software and upload podcasts and video editing stuff. Like, to me, that's geeky stuff. Nerd stuff is just like literature and being a nerd. Overall, this debate can get really heated for some reason, but it doesn't have to be. You can be both. You don't have to say you're one or the other. One's not better than the other. I'd like to think that Project Nerdy is full of nerds, not because we don't like science, technology type things, but we just are more book people than that other side, I think. And I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone, but that's what I think, so that's my opinion. My question for you guys is, when did you start to see geek or nerd come to you in a positive way? Because I think it used to have really negative connotations and now it definitely doesn't. It's definitely more of a positive thing and a community thing, and it can be very social. So I'm curious like when that turned for you, or has it not turned yet? Are you still like a minority in your town? That's interesting to me too. Let me know in the comments. My nerdy pleasure this week was I watched the first episode of Legion on FX. It's kind of like an X-Men show. Really good. Highly recommend that. Some guy on my podcast recommended it to me. Now I've just been watching it like crazy, so that's my nerdy thing that I've been doing. That's all I have. I hope you guys have a really nerdy week, and Rev, I will see you tomorrow.